Welcome, everybody. Happy December. Jennifer here. So happy to bring you a new month of inspiration. Now, this month, we've got three things we're going to look at. One, we're going to look at a new archangel. Yay. Two, we'll look at the energy of the universal month and the universal energy for December in itself. And my hope is that you hear something that really resonates with you, that uplifts you, and that inspires you to start this holiday season feeling uplifted and hopeful that this can be a great season for you. So first things first, our archangel this month, I did a lot of looking and I really love Archangel Haniel. Haniel, right? So I'm going to say it a different ways, but Haniel, see, it's the Texas thing, but it is the angel of love and harmony. Now, the archangel Haniel can also be referred to as angel, right? So, as we're looking through using angels in our energy, they are messengers of the divine. We're already plugged into them. So, when we invite them in our life, they are ready and willing to bring awareness into your energy. And as I looked through sort of all the angels and archangels, I loved Haniel, right? Because of relationships, healing, and love. This is a time where we may need to feel more love in our heart. I actually heard the song, You Want to Feel a Little Love in Your Heart, right? So as we look at and start our sort of understanding in this inspiration, just imagine this moment. Don't close your eyes if you're driving. But just imagine beautiful pink, beautiful energy surrounding your heart center, warm and inviting. And this is the beautiful healing energy of our archangel this month, this pink and love harmony energy. Now, as we begin to work with Haniel, there's a few things you want that may be interesting. I find they are. So one is this archangel is tied to the month of December, but also tied to Capricorn in December, which is Venus and Capricorn are aligned. So as you rules Capricorn. So as we look at the overall energy that this month brings, we get that sense of love, beauty, and harmony that comes with Venus. Yes. And because we are in Mercury retrograde right now, and we will be till December 15th, it's a good time for you now for the next couple of weeks to think about where do you want to bring more love, harmony, and healing into your relationships, right? So we usually think about our loved ones in the spirit realm, so we can ask for Haniel to help us with any grief, regrets. We can also talk to our loved ones. Yes, so you guys remember that they are more than willing to help us during this healing time. Two, we can look at the people in our life that maybe there's been a little friction or discord. And so if one or two comes to mind, this is your clue that this is the archangel to help you bring harmony and healing into this relationship, at least within yourself, right? And two, the third thing is we think about love for yourself, because in the true spiritual growth goal. Our goal, I mean, we have a lot of material goals in the outside world, but our biggest goal as a spiritual being is to love in ourselves and send love to others. It is our greatest gift is that we grow and evolve in our ability to give love and receive love. As we look at Archangel Haniel, what's interesting is and remember, angels can appear to people in different ways, male, female. Remember, non-gender. Just, some of you may, as you start to work with Archangel Haniel, just bring in this beautiful green energy sort of surrounding you, this pink energy around your heart center. And you may feel a man's energy or female's energy or just a celestial being, right? But this beautiful angel we can call on because this angel brings us gifts, right? Gifts and grace of God. So as we look at the name, I'm going to look at my notes. See this little beautiful angel? I was like, Archangel Haniel. Okay. So put a little love in your heart, right? So that's what we want to start this month out in. And so I've got some notes because you guys know I study for this. So as we look at Haniel, we see that Venus, all right, is how we can connect. But we also look at rose quartz and calcite. If you're one of those people like me that like to hold crystals, that kind of, I want to just feel closer to that energy. We can look at calcite, rose or rose colored quartz. We can look at adventurine, cryopraise, and jasper. All of that is such a powerful. If we, have the visualization and the crystal and we know we want to heal in our heart, we can just invite that angel to step in close to us just for 2 or 3 minutes. But as we look, the name with Haniel is the gift of God, grace of God, joy of God. Think about all of those sort of phrases, but it is very much a powerful energy of grace. And when we look at the definition of grace, grace of God, joy of God, are you willing in your life to receive grace? And I wanted to always look at directions on like, what does grace mean to me? And what does grace mean to you? And so as we look at grace in its, sort of biblical form, it's an unmerited gift. That means we didn't have to work for it. So can you receive somebody giving you a gift? Hopefully a gift, a compliment, right? So are you, Archangel Haniel can help you be a better receiver as well. If you're somebody that feels locked up because you've been hurt or you're going through grief and you just want to like hold your heart, close to your chest, this is an angel that we could say, help us open our heart more. Right? Help us receive grace and the unmerited gifts of love and harmony, right? And so when we begin to look at grace, it also means think about kindness and tact, right? So it's kind of like they handled their review with grace, right? So are you somebody that handles yourself gracefully? Right? I always giggle because I used to be clumsy and my mother would be like, there's grace, which is, we laugh because I may have fell down, gracefully, right? But think about grace in your life. Just let that sit, that word grace. Does it feel like you're open to receive love, to receive the gift that you didn't earn without worrying if you're going to have to pay something back? Like, are you open to receive? Because this angel can help us become better in our spiritual growth as receivers and healing, both in ourselves, for ourselves, and towards others. So, as you begin to let this sort of resonate with you, who is it in your life that you want to give grace to, that you want to give an unwarranted gift with no expectations? Is it to yourself, to your others? Is it that you want to heal some part of your past? Can you give yourself the grace of forgiveness? Can you forgive yourself? Can you forgive others for what you did or didn't do? And this is how we begin to look at this month. And, as we want to end the year, are you somebody that can attract grace, like, gifts fall on your lap, that you receive compliments, that you're okay to have joy, that you receive, that you receive good things in your life without having to be on guard. Right. Let me grab my notes. So, two things as we look at Haniel. Remember that with Haniel, there's also this, we usually call on an angel for certain things. Love and harmony in relationships would be a key goal to work with her or him. The other piece is Haniel can help us heighten our spiritual gifts of intuition and psychic senses. Because as we're feeling sensitivity and we open up our senses because we're open to receive, we also are heightened by our intuition. So, my hope is that you are somebody that wants to bring about some healing and hope in your life for yourself and others. You invite that archangel. And you remember, we usually have to ask for help on the hard cases, right? It's not the ones that are lovable and easy. It's usually the ones that are a little bit difficult that we need to show more understanding to. Maybe we've had heard the same conversation over and over again with someone. Can we hear it with fresh eyes and maybe look at a deeper level that you want that person to feel heard? That's how you give them the gift, right? So as we look at Archangel Haniel, just invite her beautiful energy to surround you now, to open your heart center, bring that peaceful pink energy in, and just hold that presence, feeling the gift of love for just the next 3 seconds. Excellent. So get yourself in that space. And I'm gonna invoke a prayer with Haniel with us. All right. I actually wrote this down. And if you're driving, you cannot close your eyes. Okay. Beloved Archangel Haniel, angel of love, beauty, and harmony, I invite your presence into my heart and life today. Surround me and my loved ones with your radiant love and healing light. Fill my heart and soul with your powerful energy of love, harmony, and peace. Help me stay calm, centered, and confident as I move through my day. I am open to receive your grace, love, and healing. And I'm willing to open my heart and mind to new joyful friendships and supportive, nurturing relationships. Guide me in your wisdom and provide everything I need to live in peace, happiness, and harmony within myself and in my relationship with others. Help me see the beauty in myself and those around me, to release fear, resentment, and pain, and to embrace forgiveness, compassion, and joy. Thank you, Haniel, Archangel Haniel, and to all my spirit helpers for your love, guidance, and unwavering support. I am deeply grateful for your presence in my life. And so it is. So take a moment, just kind of think about Archangel Haniel and get a vision of this sort of beautiful color of green energy invoking you and coming into your presence and awareness as we go ahead and can talk about the other two things within our within our energies. Okay, so two, we want to look at the energy of December. That's in numerology, that is the number three. The 1 + 2 = 3. And I love the three energy. The three energy is meant to be fun and joyful, to embrace the inner kid, to not be so serious. And as we look at key words in your life, ask yourself, are you a joyful person? Are you on guard? Maybe this is something you can ask Archangel to help you with letting go of feeling like you have to protect yourself all the time or your heart. To let yourself let go and have joy, to feel joy. And do you know what joy activities you can do to raise your energy of joy? Sometimes it's food and fellowship. Sometimes your joy may be more introverted. It may be quiet, walking in nature. But it's important that as we look at this overall month, we want to look for keywords like staying positive, looking for the silver lining in things, to have creative expression. And maybe that's how you wrap your gifts, or maybe that's how if you have a loved one in spirit that you're missing, maybe you write them a beautiful note or a beautiful card. Think of the gift of words, communication. Three is all about the communication, right? And so as we're working with Haniel this month, joy, harmony, asking and Haniel to help us bring more joy into our communications, more inspiration, right? I love the three energy because it is very much the lifter in all of the nine, 1 + 9 energies. The three is sort of that inspiring, to get inspired and be inspired. And that's kind of the goal. If you were going to write sort of a goal for this month, is to get inspired and to be inspired, and to get inspired and inspire others or uplift others. We want to look for the joy in more emotional depth, like that joy in connecting to relationships. Because this month, as we look with Archangel Haniel, we're going to be thinking about our relationships, who we have in our life and who we don't. And where can we find joy in the people that we've met along the way, the joy in the people we've had to release along the way, and the joy with those in spirit and the joy that they brought. But most of all, giving yourself permission to be joyful, to let go, to relax, to not stress so much. This is the gift that this month can bring you. We also want to look at activities. So, because three is a communicator, anything that's social, that you're being positive and being around others, social activities, things that make you happy, going to the dog park, talking about animals, maybe writing and it's the gift of words. You can write in a journal. You can communicate through poetry, music, dance, art, anything that's about the movement of expression, words, or joyful actions. It's a good time. You can also host. If you're somebody that's kind of lonely, like who could you invite and you be the one that inspires other who also feels lonely, and you do the thing that, like, let's have a gathering and let's eat together, right? Something to think about, right? Be the change you want to see. If you want more joy in your life, begin to be that joyful. It's a very great month to manifest your dreams, right? In fact, this month, because it is, kind of represent in December, it's like the birth, like in some religions, like in Christianity, which I truly love and enjoy and embrace, but it's the birth of the divine in you, birth of the soul awakening. And I know today I started out with, okay, I'm ready for a new chapter. We're going into a 9 year next year universally for everybody. So it's a time that we're going to let go of things that no longer, like, we've already finished that lesson or we finished that path. And now it's, going to be starting, new things, by October of next year. So it's a time that, do you really settle for good, or can you choose to what would great look like in your life? And that's what I did today. I actually sat down and prayed about it and wrote in some good things. I said, okay, if my life was just super amazing, even more than it is now, what would that look like? And I challenged myself to think beyond what I normally consider within my reach, right? So my suggestion is to you is tune in, bring more joy in your life, asking for, maybe you have to be somebody that has to stop taking care of everybody so much all the time, and that you begin to focus a little bit on your joy. And what does that look like? Well, if you focus so much on others and caring for others, you may not know how to find joy in your life because your joy has been about other people. So sometimes we have to start anew with finding out what brings us joy in our life. And if you've gone through a massive loss of a loved one, learning how to find joy in new ways can be a slow walk. But what I'll say to this, just keep walking to joy. Why? Because in our life's mission and life's passion, we were meant to be joyful beings, to bring joy and love and community within the human race. So I encourage you to take a look at that. So three energy, right? This is our dreaming energy, yay, and creative energy and self-expression. So where can you maybe share in a positive way with your relationships? Start with, like, before you meet up with them, what's one thing that you really love about them, and make it a point to really say that, even if you don't normally say those things. Maybe you're talking to a friend you hadn't seen in a long time, or a relative that you've been in a struggle with, and say, you know what, I want to put some things, aside everything we've been going through. I just think you're a beautiful, person, and you're very talented. And, I know we can bring harmony in our relationship. You see, looking for the positive. What I know, and I've done a lot of training on mental positivity and things like that, it usually takes three, I repeat, three positives to over counter a negative. right? And so some of the practices that you can start this month is if you've been negative about somebody in your communication, pause on that for a while. Begin to look at what are three things that you like or enjoy about that person. What are three things you like and enjoy about yourself? Whoever you're healing and whatever you're working on. All right. So my hope is that you enjoy that very much. Now, let's look at the other energy for the month. And this one is the doozy. It's a doozy because it brings a whole lot of depth to transformation. Now, we're in a 3 month from this, just December in itself carries three energy and it always remains strong and with us. But we're in the universal month. 8, which is the universal year, plus the 3 is the 11 energy, and that is a master number. And why is that important? Because a master number usually has this, all the gifts of the number that it equals, but it's usually a higher vibration, right? And so I think it's a great time to really tune into our soul and to look for that divine wisdom that is meant to help us as we transition into the next upcoming year. So when we look at the 11 energy, what's great, and I didn't think about this before that. Anytime you're looking at the 11 energy, you're looking at things like peace and harmony within your environment. Your intuition is heightened, and you get these downloads through your dreams or your um, awareness, or things come to you because you have this heightened connection into spiritual understanding and enlightenment. And so that includes, asking for guidance that we like, say, if you're somebody like me that said, can I get some guidance about this next step or this thing that I'm going to be doing? And then I'm open for how that comes through in the coming days. If I'm open, that guidance usually kind of comes through me, either through a thought or when I wake up, it's on my mind. And so this is the month that you can rely on the spirit realm to help you make decisions in your life, bring you clarity and deeper understanding about people, places, and things. Now, what's real important with this is because it is sort of a heightened time, right? Higher energy, we do have to care for our energy a little bit more, which means things might get on your nerves a little bit, or you might be more sensitive to noise. And like, what a time to get more sensitive to things. But it's a time that in an 11 energy, I always like to make a goal to make sure I'm really intentionally connecting to bring peace in my environment. That means the TV's not loud, or I'm playing more music that is more peaceful and flowing, that kind of thing. I'm also intentionally asking for guidance from my spirit guides. I actually get sort of away from the outside world with more intention and say, okay, I want to hear my soul. I want to listen to the depths of sort of the next chapter of my life. And this is where we look at how do we measure our energy, is make sure that if you feel drained that you rest, but energetically, it's a good time to meditate, to do soul clearing activities. Like I use aroma sprays. I use sound, like I have sound bells that I just ding, and it sort of clears out my energy field. One of the greatest techniques I had a lady give me years ago is when I wash my hands, when there's energy has been intense, when I wash it, I also visualize myself washing through my aura and clearing out all of the energy of the day, right? Instead of just, automatic, washing my hands, that we begin to look at that washing as a symbol of clearing out all the energy and the things that we have carried through our day. So it's a great time to connect to spirit. It's a great time because Mercury's in retrograde to spend time in meditation now. I know you're watching here, we have meditations in the library. If you're watching this from another location that you're not a spiritual growth mentor yet, just remember all of those are on my webpage, on my YouTube page, okay? So looking at Archangel Haniel, looking at the energy of creativity and expression and joy and upliftment, being more connected to our senses of love and harmony and peace. And that our goal is to make this cooperative effort, both in the spirit realm. I'm cooperating with spirit to help me in my faith and my inspiration, but also connecting more with others in a meaningful way that you're really interested about, what's going on to them. And then you'll never know. You'll be, talking to a coworker or a relative, and you'll really be listening and you'll get guidance. And you'll be like, oh, I'm just getting a feeling of this. This is how we let that ourselves become channels for the 11 master energy, that it allows us to be those channels of wisdom and guidance for ourselves and for others. Right. So let me check my notes really quick. I think I got everything. Right. So keywords. Oh, let me just guide you. So remember, this month is a great month we want to embrace joy and optimism and self-expression. Okay. As we look at, and you guys want to know what I'm looking at. This is in the member library. This is the document that I created for our last gathering that really puts together the key sort of challenges and how to overcome and strengths. But you also want to look for what inspires you, where you can renew your faith in the goodness of yourself and others, making a decision that you're going to be sort of this serene energy and to have compassion. And in doing that, asking spirit to guide you with a bigger vision for your life, a spiritual awakening to help you tune more into your intuition and that divine connection from your soul, that you feel more open to grow and learn, right? So if this has been helpful today, let me wrap this up with just a few key things about our membership. So I am going to be sharing this video with other people on my Solutions of Spirit page and on my main page. So you may see people commenting on that. And I didn't do 2 videos this month because I wanted people to kind of get a clue of what we do, because we'll be opening the membership up again in next year. So just a FYI. Now, you'll see all the dates in the membership library, but this month in December, we're going to do Journey into Clarity, the first Tuesday. We have open hours, and then I do messages from the spirit realm. Don't forget, if you are here in the DFW area, I have the 17th annual Spirit Gallery. Now, next month in January, we're going to be focused on preparing spiritually for the new year. So we'll be looking at our higher purpose, and we'll also be looking at your personal year and how to make a plan to really make the most of you personally based on your year, your personal year, and the day you were born, on how you can begin to get some clarity about what's the best use and focus for your time, right? So I'm looking forward to opening the membership again to sort of the world. I do that usually once a year. If you are somebody that is watching this and you are interested in our spiritual growth group, please email me. You can just reply to this email. We'll get you information about it. And if you are in the membership, thank you so much for being a wonderful member. You guys, we've been together a long time, and it's a great joy. I'm revamping the foundation material. Yay! I like to do that every couple of years, but I'm revamping things, which means I'm going to email you and I'm going to ask you to fill out a questionnaire. So please fill out the questionnaire, because I want to really make it in alignment with what we're going on in these times and kind of where people are now in our group. So it'll be a little questionnaire, and I'll ask you some different things, and I'm revamping our program. So we have some new and refreshing material. We're going to make what's old new again. That's certainly what happens in a 9 universal year. So I'll be doing that for us as we feel renewed in our spiritual path with the renewal of our foundation program. All right. See you soon. Bye for now.